Okay.
So this is the Chesney edition. As you know, it is time to start celebrating our seniors, and we're going to honor them every Devo. So we're so proud of you, and we love you,
Okay, so spring retreat's coming up, and the number is pretty much unlimited, right, Craig?
Well, I mean, it does have a limit, but I don't think, we're good.
It's a high number. So the more people, the less you have to pay. So bring friends and whatnot. It's going to be the April 7th through the 9th, and the theme is still a mystery, even to us. So that will be announced later. And it's at the same place with fall retreat, so get excited for that.
Woo. It's at this, if you like the place we are at, the other place, which is by the lake, where they had that big, huge thing that you jumped on into the lake and the rope swings and stuff. They built a new small group. They say it's small group, but it'll house like 120 people.
Since we've been there?
So it's newer and it's even nicer than the place we were at. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so get excited.
All right, so Faith Day trainings are happening, and they've been going really great. So even if you can't attend the big days on March 27th through 28th, please still come. These practices are amazing ways to grow in your faith because we talk about the issues that we face on a daily basis as we're trying to walk our faith, and helps us build confidence in those conversations that can be tougher. So this Sunday at 4:30 is going to be our next practice session.
All right, so we're leaving for the DR in what, like
2 weeks.
14? Yeah, like two weeks. So we're getting excited for that. And also we're doing a VBS down there, and we just asked like for snacks if you want to donate some snacks for that, and just keep praying and that kind of stuff. So And then also there's a DR meeting in the back tonight. You were supposed to have your emergency information tonight for Craig.
So we didn't sell it.
It's not for us last week.
Yeah, but you didn't remind us.
So beginning in April, the CSC is no longer going to be housing our Devos or weekly lunches. Devos will be held at the church, and the CSC is still going to be open for studying and hanging out, but beware, you may be packed away, because that's pretty much all it's going to be happening. So this is sad, but maybe this cute mouse will cheer you up. Thanks, Camper.
All right, so Kelsey has this idea that we're going to go to Max Patch, which is like, what, 3.5 hours away? About 3.5 hours away. It's in North Carolina on the border. And just like go for a whole day, April 2nd. That's a Sunday, yeah. To like just worship and fellowship and just enjoy God's creation, basically. More details now, but it's just kind of like a heads up.
Letters of encouragement. So as you may notice, we are all meeting on one side, and our attendance has been kind of low the past couple of weeks. So take time to reach out to your friends and people who haven't been here, and just help them know that they're missed and that we're thinking about them. And we are family, and we're here to love and encourage each other. So let's make sure and do that to the people here tonight and to everyone who wasn't able to come tonight.
Okay, so parking this weekend, there's going to be a marathon, and there's going to be no parking on the street, right, Craig? Yes. Okay, so we cannot park on the street, and if we have to move out of the parking lot or to the back, we can park in the Unum, right? Yeah, so we can park across the street in the Unum lot, but just try to move your cars if you are over there before, or Saturday night, just move them Saturday night. And so, yes. Clark has a question.
The general UTC lot across from the church is not the U on Sunday. So you can park up there if there's one.
The one right over there.
Yeah.
So if you want to park right over there, you probably won't get ticketed, but if you do,
The church people park over there.
Clark will pay for the ticket.
I'll pay for your ticket if you get ticketed. That's the problem.
General parking is free to everyone.
General parking is free to everyone.
So that means you come back on a Saturday, and you're not gonna park your car over there on Saturday.
Okay.
So another reminder and another announcement about our shirts. The money's going to be due March 8th. And there's sign up in the back. And thank you for everyone who has signed up and given me your money. But if you have signed up, if you can get that money in, and if you haven't signed up, you can sign up. So thanks.
Our favorite characteristics about Chesney. Well, Connor, man of few words, with her laugh. That's so sweet. She's always down for a good handstand competition from Addison. Okay. And her determination has made her a great athlete, student, tutor, and now a great mom from Alicia. That's pretty sweet. Cambry says she's pretty rad. I like to hear that. And Mary Beth said she made a pretty cute baby. I think that goes to you too, Connor. So. Oh. This is from Aubrey. Chesney knows what she believes in and what she wants. And she doesn't let anything or anyone stop her from going after that. She stands up for what she knows is right, and if she doesn't know, she searches until she will find the truth. She doesn't ever compromise her morals or beliefs. I've always wanted to be more like her in that way. Strong, passionate, independent. From Aubrey.
Aww.
Goals.
That's not Chesney.
Nope. I guess not on the music anymore. But this is the Sunshine Flag for the week, and we're celebrating Caitlin as well because her birthday is this Thursday. So I'm sure we can sing her happy birthday at small groups and just wish her happy birthday if you see her on that day. And also, Aubrey had a mock trial competition this past weekend, and she got a award, a personal award, and then they're also moving on to the next level of competition to national. Yeah. And Hannah made a 90 on her chemistry test. And Tamara has landed an internship that's going to allow her to work in Cuba this summer. So that's cool. And Kristen got an interview for medical school in Memphis. Very exciting stuff.
And that's also Jess Braithwaite. Is that her name? Brenna, wherever you're at? Braithwaite. Yeah, it's her birthday today, so you have her number?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you go to winter retreat? That was the girl that went with Brenna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you see her, just text her or something, tell her happy birthday. All right. Let's sing some songs.
Unto the old Lord.
Unto the old Lord.
Unto the old Lord.
Unto the old Lord.
Do I lift up my soul.
Do I lift up my soul.
Unto the old Lord.
Unto the old Lord.
Do I lift up my soul.
Do I lift up my soul.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I trust in
I trust
thee.
in thee.
So let me not be ashamed when all my enemies triumph over me. Remember not
Remember not
the sins of my youth.
the sins of my
Remember
youth.
not
Remember not
the sins of my youth.
the sins of my youth.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my God.
I trust in
I trust
thee.
in thee.
So let me not be ashamed when all my enemies triumph over me. Let none that way
Yea, let none that way
on thee be ashamed.
on thee be
Let
ashamed.
none that way
Yea, let none that way
on thee be
on thee be
ashamed.
ashamed.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my God.
I trust in thee.
I
So let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. All who are thirsty, all who are weak, come to the fountain. Your heart in the stream of life. Let the pain and the sorrow be washed away in the waves of His mercy. He cries out to thee. We sing, come, Lord Jesus, come. Come, Lord Jesus, come. Come, Lord Jesus, all who are thirsty, all who are weak, come to the fountain. Your heart in the stream of life. Let the pain and the sorrow be washed away. The ways of His mercy. He cries out to thee. We sing, come, Lord Jesus, come. Lord Jesus, come, Lord Jesus, come, Lord Jesus, come, Lord Jesus, come, Lord Jesus. Holy Lord, most holy Lord, you alone are worthy of my praise. O holy Lord, most holy Lord, with all of my heart I sing, all my heart I sing, great are you, Lord, worthy of praise, holy and true, great are you, Lord, most holy Lord. Holy Lord, most holy Lord, you alone are worthy of my praise. O holy Lord, most holy Lord, with all of my heart I sing, all my heart I sing, great are you, Lord, worthy of praise, holy and true, great are you, Lord, most holy Lord. Be with me, Lord, I cannot live without thee. I cannot try to take one step alone. I cannot bear the loads of life unaided. I need thy strength to lead myself upon. Be with me, Lord, and stars above my head. If flashing seas leave everywhere about me, they cannot harm or make my heart afraid. Be with me, Lord, no other gift or blessing thou couldst bestow, could with this one compare. A constant sense of thy abiding presence, where'er I am, to feel that thou art near. Be with me, Lord, when loneliness o'ertakes me, when I must weep amid the fires of pain. And when shall come the hour of my departure, for worlds unknown, oh Lord, be with me then. I am a sheep and the Lord is my shepherd, watching over my soul to keep guarding over me ever, watching wherever I go. And when the winds blow, he is my shelter, and when I'm lost and alone, he rescues me. And when the lion comes, he is my victory, constantly watching over me. He is constantly watching over me. We are his children, and he is our Father, watching over our soul. Great is his love for his sons and his daughters, watching wherever we go. And when the winds blow, he is my shelter, and when I'm lost and alone, he rescues me. And when the lion comes, he is my victory, constantly watching over me. He is constantly watching over me. And when the winds blow, he is my shelter, and when I'm lost and alone, he rescues me. And when the lion comes, he is my victory, constantly watching over me. He is constantly watching over me. Faithful love flowing down from the thorn-covered crown makes me whole, saves my soul, washes whiter than snow. Faithful love calms each fear, reaches down, dries each tear, holds my hand when I can't stand on my own. Faithful love from above came to Faithful love is a friend just when hope seems to end. Welcome faith, sweet embrace, tender touch filled with grace. Faithful love, endless power, living place, Spirit's fire, burning bright in the night, guiding my way. Faithful love from above came to earth to show the Father's love, and I'll never be the same, for I've seen faithful love face to face, and Jesus is his name. For I've seen faithful love face to face, and Jesus is his name.
Hey, Aubrey. Hey, Aubrey.
Bye, Megan. Bye, Megan.
Have a good night, Megan.
Please out, Megan.
You should get so. All right, I need Catherine and Clark, Caitlin, Alex, Aaron, and Greg. Should I do something a little bit different tonight? And if it goes well, it's totally my idea. If it flops, it's Clark's idea.
He's over there.
Okay, and so you guys are going to be, this is going to be very interactive tonight because how many by show of hands are doing AMA? Who's going to be there?
Yay.
That's okay, great. So you guys may actually be up here too. It depends on what's or not. Okay, so what we thought would be a really neat kind of experience is to present different vignettes or situations. And these situations are based upon things that the guys and ladies that are out doing the AMA stuff might encounter from different people that just walk up and want to know about this thing called Christianity. And so we've got six main different people that we might encounter, that we have encountered in the past. So the first vignette is going to be an atheist approaching Christian. Okay? And then so after you see this, they're just going to give some back and forth, some just role playing and just coming up with the stuff on the fly. And I've got a few questions here for, let's see, the first one is Catherine and Clark. And I can't remember, Parker, you're going to be the atheist, right? No. You're the atheist.
Not.
So these questions here you can ask, and then you guys can pass this around. But anyway, if you've got more questions, you can ask. Okay, y'all's job is to watch what's going on and observe it, and then we're going to ask maybe some questions. And you guys, if you have critiques or criticisms or things that you want to add, we're going to do that. So we're going to go through 6 of these, and then after we're done, I'll wrap things up with a few thoughts. Okay, so everybody understands what we're doing? Okay. All right, so let's do this. Okay, everybody but Catherine and Clark can sit down, and then I'll call you guys up as we get to each of the different sections here. So those are your questions. And again, if you want to ask questions or keep going.
What is this?
Okay, okay, guys. So this one is this is the atheist, and some questions that I have heard in the past, and Catherine may want to ask some more questions. So we're going to go through these, and Clark is representing you guys, the Christian, and we'll demonstrate maybe some ways to handle this. And if he flubs or struggles, then you guys jump in and offer some suggestions. All right, take one.
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you.
My name is Clark. What's your name?
Catherine.
Nice to meet you, Catherine. Thanks for coming by our booth here. I know it's kind of a hard thing to come up to just a bunch of random people, but have some cookies, maybe some lemonade. So the point of our day, of our whole booth, is to kind of have people tell us about their faith, and if they allow us to allow them to hear ours as well.
Okay.
So can I ask you about your faith? Do you have one?
I'm actually an atheist, so
Okay.
I don't really believe in all that Christianity thing.
Okay. Can I ask why?
I mean, you can't see him, so I only believe in things that I can see, things that I hear. There's no real proof that I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Scientists, they explain everything so good.
Oh, I understand. My major is engineering. Do you know a little bit about it? So we do a lot of science actually, and I've had a lot of engineering friends feel that there is no God because of science, and then get led to Him through what we find out later on. So if you're open to it, if you want to have a science talk, I'd love to talk science with you. But at the end of the day, you tell me what you want to hear.
Okay.
If you have some time.
Well, actually, I do have a few questions for you. How can you believe in an all-loving God when there's so much evil in the world?
That is one of the largest questions in Christianity. Because no one wants to say that this thing controls their life. No one wants to say that this being makes every single thing happen. Because they want that being to be good and everything work out for that to be best. But do you believe in a justice system?
I do.
So I would ask, do you believe in punishing criminals for things when things go bad?
Mm-hmm.
So here's basically what I'm trying to get at. We believe in an all-living God, but we also believe in a God that's just and fair and treats his people correctly. So if we kind of believe that we're a little bit lower because we're not God, of course, it's kind of our faith. If we can have justice, then we kind of expect that justice out of an all-powerful being, and that's kind of where you can kind of start to build that conversation on, I think. I'd love to really get into it, though, if you really want to.
Well, what about when bad things happen to it, like a baby? How does it get someone there's a baby?
I believe that the Bible shows us in many cases where babies don't have any sin. We call them innocents. And so it is my belief that the Bible tells us those babies will get to heaven just right then and right there. It is an awful thing for everyone on the earth to experience, though. And that is one of the hard questions that people struggle with, and I completely understand that. But we do believe that anyone innocent, especially a baby that doesn't even know what to do, will definitely be okay. That's what you're wondering about. If they have a chance, they're already there.
Well, if there is a God, then why does he let people do such bad things?
That's a really good question. Do you know what the idea of free will is? So, there are a lot of times in our life, especially whenever we're young, where our parents just tell us what to do. So, I know I didn't like being told what to do, and I don't know if you like being told what to do or not. Yeah, so, I think it would be awful, and I don't know if I could go with a God that just told me, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and do nothing else, but you have to do this because I said so. For me, that's not a life worth living, and that's not a God worth following. And that's not the God we see. Basically, he gives us a chance to come to him. Because I believe the Bible shows us our love, which is all he asks for, wouldn't mean as much if we didn't choose him. Because I can show you, if you want to look at it, there are plenty of places where the Bible says that he chooses us every single day.
Well, if going off of people who do really bad things, why do you want to believe in God instead of people who all get up?
Yeah, that part sucks, doesn't it? Just being brutally honest with you, I don't want people to be punished. And I don't want people to go to hell. And that's why we're out here. We want, that's kind of the rule of nature as it is. And I want everyone to go to heaven. So that's kind of why I'm out here. It's a scary thought. And honestly, it's why some people start being Christian, because they don't want to go to hell. It's not a bad reason. But there are a lot of really more fleshed, better reasons that I would love to get your number, or like have you set up a different time with me that we could really go. That we could go through a bunch of the scary things. I don't want to just like shout and like push information at you. I'd love to have a discussion on some of these things and like get your viewpoint, ask some questions back and forth.
I'm down with that.
Okay.
But I do have one last question. This Bible, how do you know that it's real?
Well, I can't convince you that it says it's real, so you can believe that, right? It doesn't work that way? Well, just like I said, if I had more time, I would love to get into this with you. But just a very quick 30-second thing. There are a lot of eyewitness accounts from people that aren't Christians that testify to things in the Bible. So I can go and look up history texts where Christians talk about, or non-Christians talked about Christians that talked about a virgin birth. History texts that talked about Jesus actually existing in the Roman Empire. A lot of texts will back up what's written there. From that standpoint, after you get that, okay, these people are real, then it turns into a faith aspect. And I know it's super difficult to demonstrate and show what faith is, but if you just give me a chance, I'd definitely be willing to give you time for it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All right, good job. So lesson learned here, if we have an atheist that comes to the booths, then park.
Amen.
All right, comments, suggestions, critiques on this little display here that y'all feel like we need to share? Or anything that you saw that like stood out? Yep, Bryson?
Actual asked me if they would the atheists be doing more talking?
Hopefully, yes. Yeah, hopefully, yes.
One of the things that is, I think, really important for those of you that are participating in AMA, did you notice how Clark kept going back to, hey, if we can sit down and study, if we can get, give me a time, because nothing's going to be accomplished out there. Like, you're not going to convince an atheist to become a Christian in the time that you're out there on AMA Day. The best case scenario that you can hope for is you will spark an interest in that person to actually come and follow up and say, actually, I'd like to sit down and study this. Or, maybe let me convince you why you're stupid for believing in God. So, I mean, however it takes to get them in, that's what we want to do. All right. Next one is Clark again, and we need a volunteer, an AMA volunteer. Any brave people?
I'm on offense this time.
Really? All right, Harrison. All right, this one is dealing with the clueless Christian is what we're titling it.
Well, that's not fun anymore.
So who's the clueless Christian? Okay, so there's 3 questions. You don't have to just ask those, but if you want to, that's fine. Okay. And
I love doing that. It's my favorite part.
No, I'm on offense. I'm walking right.
Oh, okay, so that's what you're saying. Hey, what's up?
Oh, hi there.
I'm Harrison.
I'm Clark. Good to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, what's this?
This is the ask me about my faith day. This is our booth, the CSC. Cookies and lemonade. Come down for that.
Always. Always.
What you chow down there? So obviously, I'm a Christian. Do you have any questions for me?
I never really, we're college students, honestly, but I never had a reason to care. Like, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, why should I even care? No one's ever showed me why it go on my way. Thanks for the cookies and the lemonade.
You know what? You're welcome. But before you leave, can I give you a hug?
Sure, I'll take
I love you, and there's a lot more people that love you, and there's a being that's above all of us that loves you.
I love it.
Okay. So, all right. I guess I'll stick around for a minute. No, it's fine. It's okay. So that was different. And so, can you tell me why Christianity is different then? Like,
Because
why should I do Christianity instead of?
I think a lot of the times we as Christians, we can get carried up in all the rules that God has set out for us, but that's not necessarily what it's all about. Really, what Christianity is, it's a family. It's an accepting place for you to be. It's a place where you can receive love when there's a world that isn't loving. So that's why you should be Christian.
You say the word love a lot, but history shows us that Christians have killed a lot of people. You know that, right?
I'm very much aware.
What do you have to say for all those people?
I think that there's a lot of people that can do whatever they want whenever they're in a position of authority, and they can back that with saying that they're a Christian. And that gets a lot of people that aren't going to question that at all. So that, unfortunately, has been a dangerous situation for Christians.
Yeah, it hasn't worked that well a lot of times.
Yeah, there's a few other groups too that it hasn't worked out for either.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You're familiar with the Germans?
Yeah, I guess. Were the Germans Christians?
No. Germans were trying to push their ideals through Hitler to, persecute the Jewish faith. A group of Christians.
So, okay. You're telling me that Christianity is about love, and even though these people kill people, they still have something deeper. But at the end of the day, your gospel, not much. Your gospel says that Jesus walks on water, multiplies fish, multiplies bread, turns blood. There are a lot of things in there.
Pretty sweet, right?
Do you think, am I supposed to believe that? I don't see anything like that.
Okay. Well, let's put this in perspective. If you had somebody with supernatural powers coming down in human form, saying that they are God, you believe without any evidence, I think that'd be really hard for me to believe. Somebody just came up to me, looks like an average dude, probably a little bit ugly, maybe a little bit scraggly, says that he's God, the Son of God, the I am. Who are you? Get out of here.
Yeah, after several times.
Yeah, but this is a man who came down, and his very being was overpowering. They knew that he was God, and if that wasn't enough, he acted like one. He demonstrated his power and his ability. So it's not necessarily that we've got a God that can do all these things. It's a God that was willing to give us proof that he did all these things. He can do all these things.
So how am I supposed to believe that now? Because I can't see any of that stuff. Yes, can you walk on water?
I cannot, unfortunately. But that's where love comes back into play. Because while miracles of healing and miracles of walking on water and multiplying fish are phenomenal in themselves, it's the miracle of God's love that is the greatest miracle yet.
Okay.
Cookie.
So wait. So comments, suggestions, questions. Bryce.
Did you ever ask him about his name?
You didn't get to that part.
I told him I didn't care.
Okay. Any other comments? Critiques.
I wouldn't use the German comment. Personally.
Why not? I mean, I could have used the Muslims and the Quran.
Germans are always
Yeah, I would avoid bringing other religions in.
Which is what I was trying to do.
I could and you switched it. And I was like, I'm glad you switched it.
Yeah.
It's still not your best idea.
Okay, so do you guys know people like Mark? Like that just are very ambivalent towards anything. They just basically they have like these superficial questions that we hear all the time. It's in some ways similar to an atheist, where you're not going to be able to convince them there. But if you can set up a time, pique their interest, and say things like, you know what, I understand your questions, but there's a lot of things. If you want evidential stuff, that we can go and we can look at documented outside secular works, eyewitness accounts, scholarly writings that have been found that support and back up. You know, this was not just a man that came to earth. This was the Son of God. And so, you know, there's a whole like subcategory that you can address with the person that has these like superficial type of questions. So, all right, any other questions on this one? The hug, I don't know about the hug. That was kind of weird.
Hey, he came back. Yeah, I mean, you come back.
So you've got an atheist number, and you're coming back for the hug.
Never been more proud.
Okay, Caitlin, and we need another. I know, that's scary. I mean, you come up here and answer questions off the fly, and you don't know what you're going to be asked. That's hard to do. But you guys that are like working and going through this stuff, that's what you're going to get. You don't know what's going to be asked. All right, this next one is. This is the tricky one. This is the good Christian example, and you'll see what's going on there. I'm not going to try to explain it. Just need another volunteer.
You can do it.
Get them all green.
Way to volunteer, Aubrey. Thanks. Wait, can I be that person who does that? Wonderful.
Do you know you got questions?
Yeah, this was my character.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
Okay.
All right, wait.
She bit my hand. You didn't say well.
Take 3.
Okay. Hey, what's your name? I'm Caitlin. What's yours? I'm Aubrey. Nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you. It was the cookies. Oh yeah, that's definitely a girl. Yeah. So what are you guys doing out here? This is asking about my faith day. Okay. Yeah. So what do you believe in? Well, I mean, I was raised a Christian, but I never really saw good people as Christians. Like, you know, my parents and just like people at church, they come in all gussied up on Sunday and then leave, and just they weren't good people outside of that church building. And I don't want to be a fake person.
Hey, hang on a second. Did you say gussied up just now?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
I like it. I get that.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's really hard to believe in something when people are being hypocritical. So I would say that those weren't always true Christians. I think Christianity definitely, wants to practice what you preach. So do you attend the church now? No, I don't. Like I said, I don't really want to associate with those kind of people. I've never had anyone prove to me that there's more than the hypocrisy that I've seen in my life. Okay. So, as far as the Bible, do you believe in what the Bible says? I guess I never really gave it much thought. After I decided everyone was fake, I just never really gave it much thought. I mean, you said true Christian. What's a true Christian to you? How do people prove that they're a Christian? What does it look like? Right. Well, when Jesus came to die for our sins, he also gave us a law to follow, and that law is the Bible. And true Christians are Christians who follow that Bible and strive to teach everyone else about that love and that sacrifice and the law that he has given. And if you have the time, we'd love to talk to you about that and tell you about what he has told us to do, and hopefully show you what true Christianity looks like, because I know a lot of great people who are very sincere and very genuine and really embody what a true Christian, as I'm saying, looks like. So the people, I guess, that your Christian students are, do they do the practice that you preach? Do they understand that we all are going to fall short or whatever that Bible verse is? Yeah, for sure. And then if I was prepared for this, I would know that Bible verse and tell you what that is. But yeah, what is it? Right, yes. Romans 3:23 says, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, and we definitely understand that. And but we do try to always show that. We have a lot of service projects and a lot of outreach where we try to be the servant and not just the pretend Christians.
Okay, good job.
You're so proud.
Comments, suggestions, questions on this one? Wait, who? Sheila?
Clark? I remember whenever we did this practice Sunday. Yeah. I know one of the cool things that got brought up is someone mentioned that, just because you see something once doesn't mean it's always going to be true. Maybe that person just had a bad day. Maybe they were a little bit off. But it doesn't mean that they weren't trying. Maybe they just saw them at a bad point.
Yeah. I've had people talk to me about the reason they don't want to be a Christian is because the last thing they want to be is a hypocrite. And that Christians are basically just a bunch of hypocrites. My response to them is, you are 100% correct. We are. As a matter of fact, if you come to church with me, you'll sit in a building full of hypocrites. And that's the great thing about Christianity is we can be dirty and nasty and bad and broken and have all of this baggage, and Christianity heals me of all of that stuff. So I struggle with hypocrisy. I struggle with sin. I struggle with all of these things. But God has created a place for us, and He's got a plan for us that redeems us from those things. And like you said, Romans 3:23, we all do fall short of the glory of God, but He's given us an escape plan for that. So if you ever get that kind of question, the whole hypocrisy thing, agree with them because it's the truth. I mean, we're all hypocrites. And a lot of other things too, I might add. Good job, guys. All right, last one. Oh, yeah. Three more. So let's go through these last three a little bit quicker. All right, Alex, you're the next one. Alex, and another volunteer. AMA person. An AMA person. Are you an AMA person?
He's in a roll.
Oh, yeah, you did. All right. Okay, this one is about denominationalism. And there's three questions there. You can ask those or ask something else.
Hey, guy, that looks like he could pick me up in a fight. Do you want some lemonade and cookies?
I would love some lemonade and cookies. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so...
Also, I like your shirt. That's what brought me over, really. So I just, yeah.
Okay, so...
That, and you saw that they were giving away hugs, too.
That's only the guy in the pink shorts. Don't worry about that. If you want a hug, I'll give you one. So, while you get whatever you want, we're the Christians, so we're having this thing called Asking About My Faith Day, where we're asking the community what they believe in, what they spiritually believe in. So, what do you believe in?
Okay. Well, first of all, it's really cool you guys are out here. Yeah, I was actually raised going to church, and it was really cool. I was baptized as a baby, and yeah, I've been there for a while, and got to do some really cool things. I've got to do a lot of work in the community. Got to do a lot of really cool stuff and just meet some awesome people who love God. So yeah, am I okay to ask you about yours too?
Yeah.
So what's your faith?
I wasn't raised Christian. I became a Christian in high school, and I started out at a point where I felt super behind, but I feel like I'm catching up now. And life just seems so much better now that I am a Christian.
Okay, well, that's really cool. So is the student center is that what group are you guys?
What do you mean by what group?
Like what church like are you guys through?
It's connected to Central Church of Christ, which is just off of campus. It's Church of Christ.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
What denomination are you?
I think I go to church right by you guys. It's the Methodist church right over by Central, I think. So I actually have a couple questions. I actually wondered about. It's really cool that you guys are out here doing this again. But there's kind of some bad connotations with Church of Christ that I've kind of heard. I don't really know what to do with it. Is it true that you guys think that like only like Church of Christ are the ones that like are going to be safe? Like that y'all's brand of Christianity is the only one that's actually like accurate?
Okay, so there is some split about this inside the church. Personally, I grew like when I became a Christian, I went to Baptist, and now I'm in Church of Christ. I've not met a single person that has told me that they believe that. There apparently are people that do believe that, but there's a ton of us who like just believe that as long as you do the things that the Bible tells you to, then you're good.
Okay. So one thing that I've kind of been going back and forth on lately is like you guys said, like there's people like your church are like going back and forth on stuff. It's kind of the same way with mine. And I'm at the point now where I'm just like, do I even need a church? Like, why can't I just do this on my own? I have friends who do that. Like, do I really need to be at church on Sundays? Because, for me and from what I've grown up, I think I can definitely do this on my own. Are you kind of leaning the same way, or what are you thinking?
I don't lean the same way. I think that if we all read the Bible and we all followed it to a T, then right there we got it. But we don't follow the Bible to the T. We need people to tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, so that we can grow together, so that we can become more spiritually mature together. So if you ever want to come to you're a Christian, we have devotion Tuesday nights. If you ever want to come to one of those.
Okay, like right.
Right now.
Yeah, don't ignore those people over there. They're here for other reasons.
We're doing it on the Tuesday as well. I think it's Tuesday.
Oh, true.
All right.
Okay.
Good job. Questions? Issues?
I don't have a question. I have a comment that kind of goes with what Bryson was saying. I remember it was on retreat, and I believe it was Walter said that, say you have someone on a deserted island and they've never heard anything about Jesus. If a Bible washes up, they're probably not going to turn into a Christian just from reading it. And you have to have that fellowship family to form that. So I just thought that was cool and kind of fit with what you were saying.
Yeah.
You can also bring up the examples in the Bible of the first century church and how they were coming together daily, for fellowship and everything, and how you're commanded to.
Hebrews talks about that. So here's a comment I think we can all learn from this, because I would say probably this is going to be one of the most common issues that we face is denominationalism. And if you guys stop and you think about it, there should not. Jesus did not come to establish 50 million different churches believing 50 million different things. There's one church. That's it. And the instructions on how that church operates are here. And so I would encourage you guys, if you ever get approached, and this is not just the AMA people, this is anybody. If you ever get approached about denominationalism, they want to attach these tags like Methodist, Church of Christ, Baptist, all this stuff. Our response as Christians should be, I'm non-denominational. I follow the Bible and the first century Christian pattern of what Christianity is supposed to be. I've even said I'm a New Testament Christian because that's what we're authorized to be as New Testament Christians, plain and simple. It's not complicated. It really is not. So I don't allow myself to get drawn into these denominational, being pigeonholed as a denomination. I don't like that, and that's not who we are. We're not a denomination. We are Christians, plain and simple, non-denominational. Jesus didn't have denominations. Okay, good job, guys. The next one is let's see. All right, this next one is similar to the atheist, but it's agnostic. You guys remember the difference between atheist and agnostic? So, those that were here Sunday should know because Kyle Butt talked about this. What?
Oh. They're atheists are like, there's not a God. Let me show you why. The agnostic is like, I don't have a reason to believe there's a God.
Yeah, they feel like there's not enough knowledge. The ag means without. Okay, so agnostic is knowledge. So without knowledge. All right, another volunteer. This one is not nearly as hard. Another volunteer. Anybody? Come on, somebody. AMA person. I need an AMA person. I'm going to pick somebody. I got my AMA list of people right here. Drum roll, please. I can't find it. Mark, send it to me. I have no idea where it is. It's in one of my emails. All right, who's the AMA people? Raise your hand again if you're an AMA person. Raise your hand.
No.
Yep, there, Hannah.
Hannah, come on. Hey, seriously, hey guys, if you can do this in front of everybody, AMA is going to be a breeze. So this is like super good. And it doesn't matter if you don't know the answer. All right, do you need these questions?
I'm nervous. I'm more nervous than you are. I did it. Okay, I don't think I did this right. I'll just ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so remember, you're the CSC person, right?
Yeah.
So she's come up, and so go ahead and start the.
5. Pick one.
Is it 5?
It's 5. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
You want some?
I love it. Are they sugar cookies?
I
Good, because those are my favorite.
How are you?
I'm good. So what you doing here?
We're talking about our faith and giving testimony.
Yeah.
I'm from the CSC. I stay on campus.
What does CSU stand for?
Christian Student Center.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Okay. So it says, ask me about my faith. So do I get to ask you about your faith?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. So what's your faith?
Well, I didn't start out. I started out in the church kind of, but then didn't go to church for a really long time. So and then like I found God in my high school years, like my junior and senior. So I'm a pretty new Christian.
Okay. So all right. Let's just say this. You say you found God, right? Everyone always says that because we like make it sound like it's this physical thing.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you find him? Like what evidence is there of God?
I felt him in my heart. It was pretty great.
What do you mean you felt him in your heart?
Like, so there's this thing you can go to every year as a youth group from church. It's called CYC. And so they were teaching like these really strong lessons. And at that point, I kind of felt it. And I don't really know how to explain it, but in my brain, how I saw it was I was on one side and I was learning and stuff. And there's like this door and God was on the other side. And I knew the door would open when I was ready and he was ready for me. And so just during that whole time being there, getting to learn about him and all that stuff, I felt like the door kind of opened just a bit. He was like, yeah, you come on over. And when that happened, like I felt this like overwhelming like power in my heart, and it was really great. And that's how I like knew that he was like.
Okay, so I mean that's great. I don't want you to like feel like I don't like Christians because I don't. Like I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just not saying that you're right. You know, there's other religions that are like, they feel good, they're nice. Like Buddhists, they're so. Can we talk about Buddhists for a second? They're so nice. They're so nice, and like they're good people. So like the problem I have with Christianity is that you just assume that you have to be a Christian or you're just gonna like die and nothing is ever gonna happen. Right? But what happens afterwards?
Your soul. What's your soul matters, and your soul matters to one person.
But where does your soul go? But what if I'm not a Christian? Do I still go to heaven? Is that true? Or is mine the truth? See, what if I'm a Buddhist and I'm a good person? Do I still go to heaven?
And I don't. I mean, I really can't answer that for you because I'm new at it, but I can help you find out. We can find out together.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we can. I know some people we can talk to. We have a whole Chesney minister and all that. So we can ask him together.
Can you go get him for a second?
This is crazy.
Hello, I'm Craig. Nice to meet you.
Do you think that Buddhists can help?
Well, yes.
Oh, okay. Fine. Why do you say that? They're good people.
They are good people, and there's a lot of good people that are lost in this world, and through Jesus Christ, who is God's Son. And by the way, you said you're agnostic, right? Is that what you said? So I would really love to like sit down and discover more about why you believe or why you don't believe or why you're unsure. Because I believe that there's a lot of evidential, what's that scientific word that agnostics like to use? Oh, empirical evidence. So I would love to sit down with you and talk about empirical proof for the existence of God and the accuracy of the scriptures.
Okay.
There's some really neat
I
information
would
out there
like that.
about that. And then once we go get that established and maybe agree or possibly disagree, then we can talk about why this gives us the roadmap and why Jesus Christ is the only way to eternal life. He's the door by which we get to enter into God's kingdom.
That's tight.
Yeah. So what's your number?
I think she's
All right. Questions, comments, solutions?
It's okay to ask for help.
Yep. I thought that was really great.
So don't ever feel like you have to fill them with blank answers that you don't know the answer to.
Hannah, that's a great job too, by the way. Yeah, you did good. The dark sheet? All right, last one. Greg. This one is very, very, very controversial. We saved the best for last. What? All right, volunteer. I need one more volunteer.
Do you want to know what
Ashton.
Yeah, Ashton, way to step out there, man.
Grill him, man.
Grill him.
Throw him down.
Throw him on the charcoal.
Hello, bypasser. Do you want some cookies and lemonade? I'm diabetic. You want to talk about your faith? That's what we're doing. Tell me about your faith. Or you? Well, I'm non-denominational. What about you? Also non-denominational. Just a Christian. Where do you go to church at? Central Church of Christ. Yes. You said you're non-denominational. I am. But is it considered a denomination? Well, the Bible uses three names to name churches. It says Church of Christ, Church of God, and Followers of the Way. And well, no, that's just how they call themselves in the Bible. And so we took one of those names because we need to be called something, right? But we're ultimately Christian. Why did you choose that one? Some churches do choose the other, but there seem like a bypasser might think that's strange. They might get confused with the other Church of God.
Some churches call themselves the Church of God, but
Would they consider the church Christ too?
no.
Why not? But you said in the Bible it says.
So that comes down to the
What?
the Church of God has snakes. I know a friend that went to a Church of God. Who went to some,
Some of them do.
yeah, they do some strange things. Has some snakes. That's not.
But speaking in tongues is.
For people who had direct contact with the Holy Spirit, yes.
But don't the church of God. The Holy Spirit comes upon them so they can speak in tongues. I have a friend back home that is church of God, and he believes that him and his sister and both his parents have the ability to speak in tongues.
The Bible does support speaking in tongues, but it hasn't happened, at least that I know of, in modern times. So I can't talk to that, or I can't attest to that.
So you say that some church of God and some church of Christ do not correlate together?
No.
I have a question for you. So you church of Christ people?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that right.
We follow the Bible, and the Bible is as strict as you read it, I guess.
Well, would you say that some of you think of it as more tradition than biblical?
Would you like to do that?
What about taking a Sunday?
Yes, that is rather traditional, but it is in the Bible.
How?
Jesus commands as often as you drink this bread and eat this bread and drink this cup, do it in remembrance of me. So we take that to mean that the Lord's Supper is commanded, and we do it every Sunday. That's we do. And we, in theory, could take it also on as often as you do it. Do it Sundays. You can do it Wednesdays.
Do you ever meet in homes bread and the Bible? Yeah. That they used to meet in homes and break bread. Go to that also.
For sure, we can do that. Yes. Often, not as much as we should necessarily. Maybe
Meet together.
or meet.
Well, so y'all believe that that's necessary, right?
Yes.
Why?
It's commanded in the Bible.
Is it command?
Yes. Yeah. Then Peter said unto them, repent and be baptized every one of you in the name of Jesus Christ for the remission of your sins and receive the gift of the Holy Ghost.
But Peter said that.
Peter was in direct contact with Jesus. I consider that.
So you're saying if I was on the way to death, if I die, I go to hell?
I can't answer that. Only God can.
Talk about it.
He was pardoned by God himself. So I would say he's going to be there. Yep.
So, you have anything else?
Would you like to talk about this again sometime? Heat up.
I do have one more question.
You have one more question.
Okay. So I am not like baptized in immersion water, but when I was younger, I was in prayer, and I was sprinkled. Salvation or not?
I would say no. As the Bible does use, I think the Latin word or Greek is baptismo, which means full immersion. I don't know how technical, that is. Again, that's something that God would answer, not me. But I would ensure that I did what the word intended. That's not for me to answer. I'm done.
No, you were making me nervous. And you can see how you get people like that. And here's the thing about that. Because you guys, when you're put on the spot, you're not going to be able to just recite scripture and go to the book. And I don't know if you guys don't take anything away from tonight, because I have a horrible, horrible memory. and I don't remember where I wrote this stuff. Okay, so like I have in the back of my Bible, I have all sorts of topics because I don't have a good memory, right? So if somebody asks me a question about baptism, it would be nice for me to sit there and not have to say, I'll tell you what, if you'll come back next week, we'll talk about that. I've got everything about baptism right here. Mark 16:16, Acts 2:38. You remember it off of your head. Good job. Acts 22:16, 1 Peter 3:21. And we can go right there to the scripture and read that for the person to see. So just a suggestion from me, if you want a little cheat sheet, it's okay to put it in your Bible, and they're not going to judge you when you say, hang on a second, I've got that written down here. Because I did my own personal study of this, and this is what I found. So, just a suggestion, when you get people like Greg that want to press you, just keep it cool. It's all right if you can't find the answer. That's all right too. So, good job, guys. Okay, so we're going to close this out. I know it's going long, but I think this has been helpful for what? Yes.
I was just gonna say that it's a great opportunity to invite them to have a Bible study, especially on stuff like baptism and I can't remember the other one that we talked about, but I think those are great topics to have because it is so controversial and it is different in different churches. So studying it, that's a great way to draw people to the church.
Yeah, especially when you have people that have been brought up different ways or haven't been exposed to it. Why not study the differences? Why not come to a conclusion like, why do we do that differently? Do we have biblical authority to do that? And it's okay if you're out there, you AMA people, if you get something you don't know, say, let's study that. I would like to know that. I've always wondered that. There's no shame in not knowing something. Let's look at Matthew chapter 28, because this is really what it's all about. And we've really kind of been focused on this year as far as our theme, taking a step in the right direction. And if you're walking towards God, you're always going to be taking a step in the right direction. But God has called us to not just walk and not stop and try to get people to come with us. And so consider the last thing that Jesus said to his disciples before he left the earth. In verse 18, and Jesus came and said to them, all authority in heaven and earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age. Great commission. I can't tell you guys how impressed I am and how awesome I think it is that there's so many of you that are going to be doing this AMA, because it is what we're called to do. I mean, bottom line, that is our mission statement. We are here to share our faith. You can be just an awesome person. You can be a Christian who has a wonderful heart. But if you're not sharing your faith, if you're not going out there and talking to other people about your Lord and Savior, you're just taking up space. And I hate to be harsh, but that's basically what you're doing. It's not a one-man show. It's not a one-woman show. Your Christianity is a group, okay? It's groups. Get a bunch of people to this party, all right? And it's an awesome party, and you guys need to be excited about that party. It's something that you want everybody to be there. Nobody needs to miss out on it. Okay, good job again. Thank you. Let's circle up. Wait for the lights.
Yeah, wait. Now you can get those side ones done. I said that would
No, we have to remember we just
After we have our last song, after we have our closing prayer, I have one more brief announcement.
Okay, if you guys need the song, it said I wasn't on an AMAP, but it's real repetitive, so I believe in you guys. Said I was gonna tell anybody, but I keep it to myself. No, said I was gonna tell anybody, but I what the Lord has
soul. You ought to have been there. They wrote my name on the roll. I'll keep walking, I'll keep talking, I'll keep singing, and I'll keep shouting what the Lord has done for me. Said I was gonna pray about it, but said I was gonna pray about it, but what the Lord has done for me. You ought to have been there. Save my soul. You ought to have been there. When he wrote my name on the roll. I'll keep walking, I'll keep talking, I'll keep singing, and I'll keep shouting what the Lord has done for me. Said I was gonna sing about it, but said I was gonna sing about it, but what the Lord has done for me. You ought to have been there. Save my soul. You ought to have been there. They wrote my name on the roll. I'll keep walking and I'll keep talking and I'll keep singing and I'll keep shouting what the Lord has done for me. Said I was gonna shout about it, but said I was gonna shout about it, but what the Lord has done for me. You ought to have been there. Save my soul. You ought to have been there. They wrote my name on the roll. I'll keep walking, I'll keep talking, I'll keep singing, and I'll keep shouting what the Lord has done for me.
Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for another great day to live our lives. We just thank you so much for another opportunity to come together at Devo with great friends and just share this time with other Christians, Lord. And, hopefully grow closer to each other and more importantly, grow closer to you. We pray that each and every day we take our faith seriously. We're spreading the word, spreading your love to all those around us each and every day, every opportunity that we have. Lord, we love you so much, and we thank you so much for all that you do for us every single day. Pray we thank you.
Amen. All right, brief announcement. Let's hit the lights one more time. So all of you guys and ladies that put your name out there for student directors in the fall, decisions were finally made, and we've talked to everybody about it. So your new student directors starting in the fall will be Ben Buchanan, Harrison Foster, and Catherine Mims. So congratulate all of them. They all bring something very unique and wonderful to the Student Center. I think they're going to be a great addition. As any of you that put your names out there and did that, and I would encourage anybody that is interested in being part of the leadership team here, think about it, because we're always looking for good student leaders. And the only downside to it, really, that I can think of is that you have to put up with me. And
Amen.
so, yeah, they'll tell you that. All right, DR meeting in the back.